So let's start here when we talk about key roles and terms within the cybersecurity world. We got to start with the head of the organization or the agency, the stakeholder, right? So whoever owns that organization is certainly part of the cyber role, and we're going to talk a little bit about their role. In fact, let's go ahead and do that now. The head of the organization when it comes to cybersecurity really participates in the organization from a risk management or within the whole context of a risk management environment. And then we really move over to the CIO. The CIO leads, or the Chief Information Officer, leads that organization in their security strategy typically. So they establish the process, the controls, expectations for the security strategy, and they work with others within the organization and communicate with others to enable that strategy from happening. Now we talk about the CISO, the Senior Information Security Officer. They really are responsible for consolidating everything to do with cybersecurity, to identify security weakness and deficiencies, to acknowledge where those things happen within the environment, to apply automated tools, and then to own that process, to really own that process and that accountability related to the security controls. The authorizing authority, or AO. Now, within some environments, this may be called something different, but ultimately it could be the CEO or the chief of the organization, the leader of that organization, or somebody assigned to do that. But essentially, they are ensuring that the security policies and posture within the environment is correct, right? And they review security status reports, critical documents, and determine at the end of their review what the risk to the operation is from operation of the information systems. And then they deem whether or not this is an acceptable risk. And so a lot of times an AO will also participate in reauthorization actions that maybe impactful change occurred within the environment, and so they'll reauthorize that. So they're the authorizing official. And then the last, certainly but not least, is the ISO, the Information System Owner. And so often called the Information Security Officer, it's not really the security officer per se, but they own the system and they own really the cybersecurity related to that system. In a lot of cases, the ISO, they're the feet on the ground. They're doing the work, executing the plans, building the organizational policy and procedures, and then getting input, of course, from the others listed on the top, but working closely with everyone built within that plan to ensure that cybersecurity is being executed properly within the environment. A big role and lots to do within that role. There are others also that not listed here that may be staff within a cybersecurity environment. Like, for example, somebody may be a control provider, right? They're authoring the controls and making sure they're going well. You may have an assessor to assess the health of the controls and other organizational needs within the environment. So there are lots of people that participate. Now, here we have listed up on the screen are some of the key terms that you may see within the industry. Some of these are focused on the US federal market, and some of them are more generic. So let's go through some of these terms here. NIST is a National Institute of Standards and Technology. In cyber, we really refer to them more as the cyber security standards, but they actually build standards for technology among multiple disciplines. Certification, remember the word certification is really focused on a component level functions. For example, I certify a hard drive to be encrypted and to have the right encryption algorithms. Or in the US federal, that may be FIPS 140-2. An ATO, or an authorization, is that security based on the collection of those controls. In the US federal government, that's referred to as FISMA or FedRAMP, DICAP, ICD. These are all security baselines that are the collection of these security controls and have those components that have been certified as well. ISCM is the Information Security Continuous Monitoring Plan. In the NIST world, that's NIST 800-137. Essentially, it's what we've talked about here today. accountability for that security environment with all the people and process associated with that. A system that we use in our vernacular really is referring to hardware, software, process, and location. It's all four of those key elements that make up a system, and a system delivers something, right? Maybe email or a software application or a database. A system is the collection of that hardware, software, process, and location to provide an end user service for our customers, for the consumers of IT. NIST 800-53, often referred to this is the NIST special publication that really deals with cybersecurity controls. Please don't just stop at 800-53, as there's many controls in many areas. 171 has several, 137. There's lots of controls spread throughout the NIST special publications. And then last but not least is a DISA STIG. DISA STIGs are really referring to a lot of the Department of Defense within the United States. And the difference between a STIG and a control is a STIG really validates the implementation of the control. A control, a security control, documents what it is, the objective, right? What we're trying to do within the security control, as well as the implementation of that control within our system. But a STIG takes it one step further and validates that and makes sure that all of those steps are being taken care of. Well, those are the key roles and terms associated with cybersecurity today, and all of the information as you communicate with organizations, these type of key terms and knowledge is absolutely critical for you to have intelligent conversations with those individuals.